Hi. I wanted to do a video of our house. Some of you are surprised. I've mentioned it before, but it's only 650 square feet. And we have five dachshunds in here right now. I don't usually watch five, but it's the holiday, so we have more in here. My two and three others. And it's a very small house. And a lot of people are under the impression that all dachshunds immediately get along with each other, which is not the case. They're like any dog, even dogs that are in the same household. When there's multiple dogs, it's not unusual for some of those dogs to fight sometimes. And in fact, there are some homes where they have multiple dogs, and there are certain dogs that cannot be out alone together or even with somebody in the presence. So it does take some management and some skill, and you need to know dog body language. And so anyway, I want to give you a tour of our house so you can see how I have it set up. Might seem kind of crazy to some people, but it works for us. So first I'm going to start with the cast of characters right now for this week. We've got Lucy. We've watched Lucy before. She used to have an older sister who passed away, so this is the first time staying at our house without her sister, but she's a very nervous rescue anyway. She's actually on Prozac. As you can see, she's not even looking at me. There she is a little bit, but her ears are always like that. She's a Chiweenie, so they're held a little bit different. Then we have over here, this is a little bit of a success, actually. So here we've got, on the right, we've got Footy. Her name's Littlefoot. We'll call her Footy. And she is 14. Gretel on the left is also 14. She's mine. And Footy is geriatric. She is very skinny. She's got really bad teeth, but they can't operate on her. So she smells a little bit funny to the other dogs, and she is a little bit crotchety. So she also moves different than regular dogs, and it can make other dogs feel nervous. There's Summit. But Gretel, she is just a really chill old lady. So I'm very fortunate with Gretel. The brown one, the brown and tan, whoop, there she goes. Hey, is Ruby. Ruby is 13 months old, and she's a puppy. She's super sweet, full of energy, but she does have some separation anxiety. And then she gets along actually well with Summit. They didn't for the first couple days. Summit is also mine. She's 5. But as you can see now, here we go. They actually play together now, which is great. It's progress. The first couple days can be a little bit tense when you have new dogs being introduced to the home. So anyway, that's the cast of characters. So we have Footy makes Summit nervous. Also, so I had to pause the video and put Lucy back in the bedroom because she is extremely nervous. And it's wonderful that Summit and Ruby will play, but it makes Lucy nervous and she will attack them. So she has to go in the other room to keep her anxiety down, but also to keep everybody safe. Literally, my house is so small that I'm right here with her. My husband was in here earlier with her. I'll go back and when I'm done with the video. She's fine. She's not any more stressed than she would be otherwise, and actually less stressed than she would be if she was out here with them in what would be, in her mind, an uncontrolled environment, unsafe. So no dog's going to bump into her. No one's going to bite her. Oh, Gretel's getting in on it. So anyway, as you can see, so the couch counts as a bed for us normally. So, but there's 2 blankets. They're kind of piled together. So Summit and Gretel sleep on there. It acts as a bed. But you want to have more beds than you have dogs. So we have the couch. 1 or 2 dogs are on the couch. And then we have 1 bed, that's ours. 2 bed, that's Footy's. 3 bed, that's Ruby's. And 4 bed, that's also ours. And then this is a new situation. Normally we have the radio on. So there's some noise in here, but because I'm doing the video, I turned it off. But so these are the crates. That's Gretel's and that's Summit's. Now Summit's really nervous and she needs space, but our house is literally this room, our living room, and it is the bedroom that I just put Lucy in. Hi, Lucy. bedroom. It just fits our king bed and a dog, and then our bathroom and our kitchen. And that is literally our house. That's the only space that dogs have to escape to. So, Summit needed more space from Littlefoot, because when Littlefoot's up puttering around, it makes her nervous. So, I put up this little fence around their crates. There is a little gap so that Summit can get in there. Gretel can get into her crate. The other dogs haven't totally figured it out, and it's easier for me to monitor this little gap so I can, you know, kind of shoo them away from getting in there. This little screen I just did this morning so that Summit doesn't actually even see a Littlefoot and thinks that she's going to come over to her. It doesn't eliminate all the barking, but it helps. So anyway, we have 5 dogs here, technically 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds in the living room. But then we do have an extra crate just in case somebody needs some time out to go in there. And by time out, it's not a punishment. I mean, to settle. They need a little bit of space. They need to stop. Like Ruby, since she's a puppy, can get over enthusiastic for the other dogs and not take their signals to back off. So I'll put her in there with a chew or something so she can settle and self-soothe. So in the bedroom, I'm not going to go into the sleeping arrangements. Oh, there's another bed. That's usually in the living room. That's Lucy's. I'm not going to go in the sleeping arrangements in here because that's going to make the video much, much longer. But as you can see, there is not much space in here, but we managed to get most of the dogs in the bed. And then a couple dogs sleep on their own bed on the floor. So there's this room they can separate it in. This is the gate around the couch to keep them from jumping off. But occasionally I need, especially when they're eating, to separate them. So I can swing that part of the couch gate back. And so I can separate the living room from the rest. I'm going to be putting up a baby gate, permanent baby gate here. But right now I just use a portable one. We did not take the door off. We bought this house without a door. There's not much space in here, so we didn't want to add a door. So we also have a baby gate as our door and kind of this curtain so the door can be closed. And then, oh, there's another bed. And then I've been teaching Ruby place, so that's where she waits for food. And this is where Summit waits for food. And that's where Gretel waits for food. There's not a lot of expectation. She can stand on my feet because here's where I make all of the food. So anyways, Summit eats on our mat. Ruby eats on our mat. Gretel eats here. Every dog has their space in the kitchen away from each other. And then I put Littlefoot in the bathroom on our mat that Ruby has messed up on the mat. And I will put a baby gate across the door so she can see us, but the other dogs can't get to her food. And then I will put Lucy out here, and I will, like I did before, swing that gate out. So they're all separated either by training or by physical barriers. And then really quick, this is just what the counter looks like when you have 5 dogs. So you've got Summit and Gretel's bowls, normal, and then that's Footy, and then the pink one's Ruby. Then this one over here is Lucy, and this is all of their food there. So it's just kind of, I have a cupboard under there with more food and medications, and I do administer medications. Anyway, everybody is happy, but it does take, she'll steal Summit's mat sometimes, but it does take management to keep them all at peace with each other and not stressed and happy and no fights. So I have to really pay attention to dog body language and who's showing signs of stress and who's kind of being the aggressor, not letting the dog that's asking for a break get it. And sometimes I do need to separate them for a little bit, just have a break, and they're not alone because they can see me. But then sometimes even I'll like close this and go in and lay on the bed with one of them for a bit to give them individual attention. So let me know if you guys have any questions.